Alright guys, what's going on? I haven't filmed one of these in a while, so, you know, might be rusty, will be rusty. But, you know, whenever I get just a bit of time home alone, that's when I like to knock one of these out, at least the filming portion of this fucking process. So, I got some stuff pulled out, 7 records, which seems to be my, like my standard at this point. Not too much new to report on, I guess, outside of that. The video I just put up yesterday was filmed like, you know, obviously like more than a month before I actually put it up. So, you know, in the meantime, I, you know, did a bit of traveling. I went to Alaska for a week, which was fucking incredible. Like seriously, one of the prettier places I've ever seen was, you know, like Denali National Park in the Kenai Peninsula and shit. It's fucking crazy. And tomorrow I'm going to Cincinnati to get my knee tattooed. Actually getting it finished because I already have like lines and shading and shit, but I'm getting my knee finished tomorrow. So the plan is always, you know, since I know I'm just gonna want to be a lazy piece of shit after that, I'm just gonna, you know, hopefully have the video to edit, and maybe I'll actually get through it, but we'll see. Anyway, in the background here, we got something pretty fucking weird, but I like this quite a bit. This is Witchcraft Ecstasy with self-titled Witchcraft Ecstasy. I think this band is from France. And you can hear, I mean, at least what you heard at the very beginning of this, is it's quite weird. It's another one of those sort of psychedelic black metal bands. This is really, really good though. The cover is kind of unassuming. It doesn't really look like it would belong to any one, you know, genre or anything. Though it does kind of have like an old look to it, which is cool. But I have number 27 out of 50. But the J card's got a little skull with a witch hat, and some skeletons with robes on the inside. This is really, really cool, man. But as always, the Bandcamp link will be in the description of the video, and I'd recommend you play this because it's really fucking cool. All right, let's get into it. We're gonna talk this time. We're gonna stay in the extreme metal realm throughout the entirety of this video, because, you know, a lot of times I sort of trail off into shit that maybe most of you guys don't care about, but I don't know. This time I'm gonna stick with the extreme metal stuff because it seems to be more often than not these days that I, you know, show post-punk or dark wave and shit like that. So we're gonna back to the fucking basics, I guess, with this one. We're gonna start off with this. This is Majestic Mass with a Savage Empire of Death. Yeah. So this is a Danish band. Now, weirdly, I think I remember looking this band's Bandcamp page up, and it's saying they were from Bulgaria. Not sure why. This is a Danish band, and this is a really, really interesting one. It's kind of like a mixture of sort of like heavy metal and like raw black metal. The heavy metal just being more in the riffs and kind of the general attitude of the music here, whereas like the black metal elements come from the production quality. The vocals are kind of like black metal vocals, very like raw, crunchy sounding vocals, very croaky, very cool. This is the first release from Majestic Mass from back in 2018. They have another EP at this point called Onwards, I think. I pre-ordered the physical press a while ago and haven't heard anything about it since. But this is the first press of this one, limited to 200 copies. I can't remember who put this shit out. Maybe the inner sheet will say it. Yes, okay, this was put out through Iron Fist Productions. I think if I could change any one thing about this, I think it'd be good if maybe some of the elements here were given a bit more room to breathe, because it is a kind of wall of noise feel with this one pretty much all the way through. But I really like the rock and roll attitude here. The album cover itself is fantastic, obviously. Yeah, it's just cool. It kind of looks like something out of like some sort of 70s occult movie or something like that. There's the back cover right there. Just the band logo and the little death head bat thing that they use on the record and the inner sheet as well. But I like this. It says, "Greetings, thy cattle, thy feeble, thy whore. Do not count on pity once you enter these doors. We feed on your worthless existence and fear. Here's no room for peasants, only the mighty peers. But do not worry, you will come in hand, a puppet, a victim for these sinful damned. So although you surely will lose, at dawn you will suit our majestic noose." Yeah, man, super cool. This does include an inner sheet with, again, the death head with the bat wings, which is cool. And you have all the lyrics and a shot of, I guess, the band members at the bottom there. And the vinyl itself is just black. Like I said, 200 copies. There was 100 on a different color, I think, or maybe it was all black. Maybe it was all black, and they did a repress that was like a picture disc. And maybe a different color. Actually, you know what it was? There was one, it was kind of like monochromatic, like the cover was monochromatic. I don't know if the vinyl itself was black or not, but there was 100 of those. That's what it was. So if you haven't heard Majestic Mass and you like this sort of rock and roll, heavy metal, black metal type thing, then I think this is kind of right up your alley. That's Savage Empire of Death. Alright, so this next one came as a little bit of a surprise to everybody, I think, when it came out. I was sent a message after it went up for sale through Amor Fati, and I was told what it was, and basically saying, like, you should grab one before people catch wind. So I did, and you know, it took a couple months to actually show up. But once it did, you know, by this point I already knew basically what this was. But it came as a surprise because we all thought that one of the bands here was dead and gone. Now when this went up for sale through Amor Fati, it was just called Summoning the Eclipse. There was no bands listed or anything like that. It was just Summoning the Eclipse, and this is what you know, this is the picture here. Now, the person who messaged me had mentioned that this was a Uvia release. Now, I feel like I remember being told that this was like a collaborative release between Uvia and a band called like Ehecatl or some shit. It's Ehecatl, which is a band I'm completely unfamiliar with apart from the material here. But this is actually just a split between Uvia and Ehecatl. So obviously Uvia is a Mexican band, while Ehecatl is a Californian band. And it actually it really has like a Black Twilight Circle vibe to it. Though from what I can tell, it is not a Black Twilight Circle band. But obviously, you know, we were all under the impression that Uvia was just no more. Which is why it came as such a surprise when Uvia had come back with this release here. And this is some of my favorite Uvia stuff that's ever been released. I like the sort of like techno shit that's on the Uvia side. Though it's used sparingly, I think it, you know, really enhances the music. But it's just super fucking cool. Plus, you know, the super dark, tortured vocal performance on the Uvia side is really fucking, it's tough as nails, dude. So let me show you what this looks like. It comes in like a big outer slipcase. There's the back cover right there. Nothing on the side or anything like that. This is just a big, sturdy slipcase. And here's the actual jacket itself. Looks very nice. Obviously just like a big fucking monster. I'm pretty sure it's just yeah, it's like extended artwork. Very fucking cool. There's the gatefold cover right there. It's just more like extended artwork. So the vinyl, there were 3 different vinyl variants of this, and you didn't get to choose which one you got. They sent them at random. So there was black vinyl, there was like a light blue vinyl with black splatter, which is actually the one that I wanted. And then there was this. This is just red vinyl, black splatter. I have a bunch of records that look like this. Though it's kind of cool how, like, you know, like a fucking almost 40% of the record just doesn't have any splatter. Kind of cool. And I don't know if limitations were specified or anything like that. And this does come with a booklet with just a bunch of artwork. Now the booklet does like flip upside down halfway through, because I guess like half of this is for one band while the other half is for the other. So there's the hiddle logo there in the center, which is lots of glare, so it's hard to tell. But yeah, this is a really nice booklet. Lots of really pretty artwork throughout, just some pictures and stuff. Really cool. There's also the Uvia logo in here, right there. So yeah, man, it's really cool to hear Uvia return after, you know, a few years of total silence. Maybe we'll get a full-length record. Maybe eventually we'll actually get the box set of all the Uvia full-length albums, which we were promised through Fallen Empire years ago. But yeah, man, very cool. But regardless, you know, it's cool to know that Uvia is, in some respect, back from the dead. So definitely check this out. I don't know if it's on YouTube. I'll find a way to put something in the actual like song clip here. But if there's a way to check this out, definitely do it. It's badass. Uvia, hiddle, summoning the eclipse. Alright, here's another record that is fucking absolutely badass. This is Infestment with Human Altar, and this also includes the Maggots in Your Brain demo. So the reason I thought to pull this out now, I've had it for a couple months, it's pretty new, but, and it's absolutely badass, fan-fucking-tastic all the way through. But the reason I thought to bring it out right now is because Justin Stubbs is the man behind this project, and that motherfucker finally put up a new YouTube video after 6 months. So, so I figured I'd pull it out, you know, clue everybody in, because if you haven't heard this and you like early Cannibal Corpse, like Butchered at Birth era Cannibal Corpse, this shit, it's unrivaled. And, you know, Justin himself is a very busy dude in terms of music, because there's been a few new projects over the last couple of years. Some solo, some not. I don't even know what I own from that, because last year there was a few new things that dropped last year with different names and stuff. So, you know, I was kind of buying shit as it was coming out. But, you know, Maggot Stomp, I guess, put the LP version of this out. I have the, I think I have the tape version of this too, I think. Or maybe the tape version of Human Altar, I don't even know. So, like I said, this is a compilation of the Human Altar and Maggots in Your Brain demos that both came out in 2020, I think. But, basically, this feels like early Cannibal Corpse worship. And early Cannibal Corpse, as in, you know, the second and third album, definitely in the vocals, the riffs are definitely sort of inspired by the same era as well. It's just really, really good, man. I truly love this. I think there was 3 versions total. I got the version that I wanted the most, and I couldn't find any limitations, so I don't know if there are any. That were specified anyway. But there's the album cover. Definitely looks like an old school death metal demo cover. Super cool. There's the back cover right there. Like I said, Human Altar, Maggots in Your Brain, put out through Maggot Stomp. This does come with an inner sheet. There's Justin there. And all the lyrics on the other side, which is quite cool. This is not a solo project. There's a separate drummer here, a guy named Wayne Sarantopoulos. Yeah. The vinyl itself is really nice, kind of like a icy clear blue vinyl. And if I'm not mistaken, I think in Justin's new video he mentioned that new Infestment was on the way. So fantastic, man. Absolutely badass. You'll hear it in the song clip, and you'll get why I'm hyping this shit up. Check it out if you've never heard it. That's Infestment with Human Altar. Moving on. This is another band from California, and God, I don't know how to say the name of this band, but we're gonna give it a shot. This is Makwa hiddle, and this is Teocalli of the Sacred War. I'm sure I fucked all of that up, and I do apologize, but you know, we're doing our best over here. So this is the second full-length LP from this band, I think, and I think they formed back in like 2010 or 11 or something. Yeah, I don't know. I think this band just had a newer album out in like last year or something like that. And I think that there's an EP that came out this year, but this is a 2017 full-length album. But this is some really good stuff. I know of a couple people who I've seen who sort of dubbed this as like one of the best of like the United States black metal bands going. And I fucking totally get it. What I like about this is it's pretty like mercurial and interesting. Lots of good melodies throughout this one. I think it's just one guy, which makes it more impressive, I think. Lots of really nice riffs on this one. Like I said, they're pretty melodic most of the time. The vocals sort of border somewhere between like howls and like yells. With like the yelly vocals being the more like prominent ones. But I would say if you're gonna play this one, it's probably best played in full. At least I think so. But let me show you what it looks like here. I like the album cover. It's kind of got like a Native American feel to it, obviously. There's the back, put out through Darker Than Black and distributed through Merchant of Death. Doesn't come with anything. Just black vinyl. So yeah, didn't take too long to get through this one, but you get the point. If you like sort of atmospheric, melodic black metal, then you'll dig it. It's Makwa hiddle with Teocalli of the Sacred War. Alright, move on. This is a band from France. I don't think I've ever talked about this band before, despite it being a relatively popular sort of early 2000s, late 1990s black metal band. This is Nehemiah with Light of a Dead Star. Yeah, I mean, everybody seems to know this band. And I don't know if they were readily available, like the LP presses of the full-length albums. I don't know if they were readily available before a couple years ago. And I know before that, there was like a box set with all the full-length material. But, you know, last year, 2019 or something like that, like the full-length started popping up again. And I bought all three of them at one time through Nuclear War Now, I think on Black Friday. But this band formed back in like 1992, though they didn't release this, the debut full-length album, until 2001. So I just looked it up. This is actually the second press of this one from 2019. So I guess that's probably why I never owned any of them. I missed the box set years ago, and I guess the standalone vinyl press is relatively new, or at least the repress anyway. So this includes a bunch of songs from one of the demos under the same name, Light of a Dead Star. I think my favorite track on this one is the song Nehemiah in Volva Infernum. There's a really gnarly, like slow hypnotic riff on that track, which is probably my favorite moment on the entire album. But for the most part, this is very like fast, cold, hateful sounding black metal. Though another one of the standout moments of this one is the song I Will Sleep with the Dragon. Some really gnarly clean vocals on that kind of come out of the blue, but really complement the track well. And I guess just the vocally in general on this thing, the vocals are kind of like feral and croaky. Really cool shit, man. But this is put out through Those Opposed Records, and it's pretty nice quality. I don't know if the original looked so like pixely, or if that's just this repress. But it definitely is pixely, especially like you can see it, especially in the logo. At least in person you can. But But I like the album cover. They've got their like sigil thing sort of superimposed over it. Back cover right there is pretty standard for black metal bands. You know, pretty much since the start of like the second wave of black metal, they were doing like the rectangles in each of the corners with the band shots, but whatever. Like I said, those Opposed records. Gatefold just has some additional art, but it says, "Love is the law, law is under will." Yeah, real nice. This is a double LP on black vinyl, but with all of those Opposed records, the D side has like a screen printing or etch or whatever. I can't remember which way this fucking sigil goes. Like that. Yeah, so all of them, all three of the full-length albums that those Opposed did has like a silk screen D side, which is cool. But yeah, man, good cold, hateful French black metal. I'm sure you've heard Nehemiah before, but if not, you know, it's never too late. So check it out. That's Light of a Dead Star. Moving on, this is a Czech band. This is a band that I seem to always think that I've got the good material from this band. Then a couple years goes on, I'll think to listen to something else, really like it, grab the LP, rinse and repeat. And this time I'm talking about Root. This is the Temple in the Underworld, which I believe is the third full-length album. That felt wrong when I said it, so I looked it up. I think this is actually the fourth full-length album. It looks like there were 2 albums that came out in 1991, and this album is from 1992. This is the most recent repress of this one through Nasphere, Personal Demon record or something like that, but it just says Nasphere on the back. So this band in general is very strange. And pretty much has been since the beginning. I mean, for me, my favorite thing I've heard from this band is Jeveni, which is the debut full-length album, which I think was 1990. And, you know, pretty much the band changed their tune relatively quickly because the very next year, Hell Symphony came out, and that's nowhere near sounding like the first album. This album has a bit more variety than Hell Symphony on it. This is basically like a pre-second wave black metal record. Wildly varied vocal styles, really catchy moments throughout, but it's a strange record. Like, don't go into this expecting black metal from 1992 because it doesn't sound like that. There's the album cover there. Obviously got like the Bathory goat on the front. I like this album cover though, it's pretty cool. Back cover is quite simple. Like I said, put out through Nasphere. You got all the track listing. It looks like somebody fucking put like a pen and paper on top of this and like wrote on it at some point. Gatefold cover, Bathory goat guy on the front makes his appearance on the inside as well. But you have all the lyrics, and this does include a bonus 7-inch. With 2 songs that weren't on the original release. So I don't know if the 7-inch was just to avoid having to like press a second 12-inch record. If so, whatever. The presentation is nice regardless, but this is black vinyl. Limited to 360 copies, I think. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to get through this so I don't have to change my battery. But yeah, Root's a weird one. I'll probably end up with some of the other releases sooner or later, but for now I really like the records that I have, and I'm sure you will too. So check this one out. That's The Temple in the Underworld. Alright, moving on. One of the places on Earth that sort of have had the most interesting sort of ascendant black metal scene has been Portugal. But not all of the Portuguese black metal bands get a lot of attention because, you know, a lot of times if you think Portuguese black metal, you just automatically think Candelabrum, Black Cilice, shit like that. But this is one of the better ones that I've ever heard. This is Magoa with the self-titled full-length album, Magoa. So this project formed just last year. This is the first release. and only released so far, I think, and it came in the form of a full-length album. This is truly fucking incredible. Like, really sad, emotive riffs with fantastic melodies and like just a melancholic atmosphere from front to back. Really, really great sort of high-pitched, retched vocals. And honestly, like, musically, some of this stuff kind of reminds me of Panopticon, and that's a parallel that I've drawn all on my own. So if, you know, nobody else in the world thinks that it does, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm not good at the music reviewing thing. But it's just, this is fucking fantastic. So I'll show you what it looks like. It's just like a fold over cover, but I like the album cover. Back cover is just some trees put out through Altair Productions. Only 4 songs. Like I said, it does fold out. The lyrics are not in English, but it is cool that they are included, and this is numbered. I have number 64 out of 144. And it is just black vinyl. No ambiguity as to which side is which. But yeah, man, really underappreciated sort of raw black metal. I think anybody who likes raw black metal or atmospheric, sort of melodic, emotive style black metal, it'd be hard to listen to this and not like it. So definitely give it a whirl. Fantastic. That's Magoa. But that's it, man. That's seven more records. Sort of stayed, like I said, on the more extreme end of things, I guess. But thanks for sticking around. I still have hundreds of records that you guys have never seen, so you know it's not gonna be hard to make more of these in the future. I just have to get off my ass and do it. So yeah, there's always more to show, and we will be back soon. So thanks for sticking around, guys. Later.